At the beginning of the story, we are shown a massive gorilla named Kong. Around the same time, a little girl arrives. She is Kong's most special friend. Kong would even give his life for her. But at this moment, his anger is so intense that he uproots a huge tree nearby and hurls it into the sky with all his strength. The tree flies straight into an energy barrier, creating a massive hole in it. In fact, Kong was being kept in a human-made environment so that Godzilla wouldn't detect him. About 6 years earlier, Kong and Godzilla had fought a very dangerous battle, and Godzilla defeated Kong. These two powerful creatures can sense each other even from a distance. Because of this, humans feared that if they faced each other again, it would lead to massive destruction. However, Kong had grown much larger and stronger since then, so humans decided it was time to relocate him to another place. After this, we see a man named Bernie, who works at a major tech company called Apex, known for building advanced robots and large-scale machines. But Bernie has long suspected that the company is hiding something from the world and working on something dangerous. To uncover the truth, he tries to steal secret data from the company. Through this, he discovers that the company is preparing to send a massive and highly classified project to Hong Kong. But just then, danger strikes. The alarm suddenly starts blaring loudly. This meant that Godzilla had come very close to the city. Shortly after, we see Godzilla emerging violently from the ocean, slicing through the water in a terrifying way. Seeing this, the helicopters nearby immediately begin attacking him. But Godzilla is incredibly powerful, and anything that comes in front of him gets completely destroyed. Everyone present is shocked because Godzilla has always been a protector of humans. So why is he trying to kill people now? In a burst of rage, Godzilla uses his nuclear power and burns the entire Apex facility to ashes in just 2 seconds. This news spreads across the world overnight that Godzilla has returned. But this time, instead of being a protector, he is acting like a destroyer. Meanwhile, the owner of Apex appears on the news and claims that Godzilla has gone out of control. He says that they will soon create a machine capable of stopping him. A girl named Madison is also watching this news. She strongly believes that Godzilla would never attack without a reason. She suspects that Apex is somehow behind all of this. To prove her point, she goes to her father and tries to convince him that Godzilla must have been provoked. However, her father doesn't believe her at all. He tells her that Titans are just like humans. Their minds can change at any time, and that Godzilla is no longer a hero but a villain. Hearing this, Madison becomes upset and leaves. She starts listening to an online audio recording about becoming a hacker. In that audio, she discovers some strange and shocking secrets about Godzilla and Apex. After hearing this, she immediately decides to find Bernie so she can uncover why Godzilla specifically targeted that company. On the other side, we see the owner of Apex, Walter, meeting with a renowned scientist named Nathan. Walter tells him that his hollow earth theory was actually true. Nathan had previously written a book claiming that there is a hidden world beneath our planet where Titans get their true power. Walter then tempts him by saying that if they reach that place, they will gain a power strong enough to permanently stop Godzilla. Walter also introduces Nathan to a key member of the mission team who will be part of this dangerous expedition. He further explains that their team has discovered a powerful energy source within the hollow earth, one that could change the entire world. Hearing all this, Nathan becomes uneasy because a few years ago his brother had tried to go there, but died due to the strange gravitational forces in that place. In fact, the gravity inside the hollow earth is so extreme that both humans and machines are crushed by the pressure as soon as they enter. Walter, however, smiles and reassures him that there's nothing to worry about. His company has developed a special anti-gravity craft called Heave, which can withstand that immense pressure. Nathan then explains that every Titan has a natural instinct to find its way back home. Therefore, they will need Kong's help to reach the hollow earth because only Kong can guide them to the correct path. After this, Nathan goes to meet his old friend Eileen, who takes care of Kong. He tries to convince her that Kong cannot be kept in this artificial environment for much longer. Kong's true home is the hollow earth, and taking him there is the only way to keep him safe from Godzilla. After thinking for a while, Eileen finally agrees to take Kong because there is no other way to save him. Soon after, in the middle of the ocean, a large military convoy of ships is transporting Kong. He is chained tightly with massive restraints onto a giant carrier ship. Later that night, the little girl communicates to Eileen through sign language that Kong is extremely angry. He doesn't like being held captive in chains at all. Meanwhile, the army commander reassures everyone that they will safely pass without being detected by Godzilla. But the doctor present knows very well that the rivalry between Godzilla and Kong goes back centuries. Both of them see themselves as the one true king of this world. If they ever come face to face, it would cause destruction in the middle of the ocean that no one could stop. On the other side, Madison arrives with her friend to meet the hacker Bernie. Bernie tells them that he already suspected Apex was secretly building something powerful enough to challenge Godzilla, and that Godzilla may have discovered this. That's likely why he attacked the company in a rage. Back at sea, danger alarms suddenly start going off on the ships. The little girl, terrified, signals to everyone that Godzilla Godzilla is coming. Hearing this, everyone realizes that a deadly battle is about to begin. Soon we see the massive Godzilla in the ocean, smashing through ships as he rapidly approaches Kong. But Kong is still bound in heavy chains. To protect him, the army launches a barrage of rockets and missiles at Godzilla. However, Godzilla's skin is as tough as a mountain, and the missiles have almost no effect on him. Using his tail, he easily destroys helicopters flying in the air. As the attack continues, Godzilla grows even angrier and begins destroying all the ships one by one. Finally, he crashes forcefully into Kong's carrier ship, flipping it over in the middle of the ocean. Enraged, Kong leaps from one ship to another and confronts Godzilla, landing a powerful punch to his face. But Godzilla strikes back, knocking Kong down. Kong quickly gets back up and attacks again, sending Godzilla crashing into the water. Now furious, Godzilla prepares to unleash his nuclear power. But Kong senses the danger and immediately jumps into the water to save himself. Taking advantage of this, Godzilla drags Kong underwater, since he can breathe there. For Kong, however, this is extremely difficult. As he begins to suffocate, he grows weaker. Seizing the moment, Godzilla starts pulling Kong deeper into the ocean to finish him off. Meanwhile, a panicked Eileen insists that they must help Kong or he will die. The army responds by launching multiple missiles into the water. The explosions weaken Godzilla's grip, allowing Kong to barely escape back to the surface. At this point, Nathan makes a smart decision and orders all ships to shut down their engines and systems immediately. They want Godzilla to think that everyone is dead and that he has already won. As everything goes silent, Godzilla glares angrily at Kong, assumes he is dead, and finally leaves the area. Eileen, still worried, says that if they restart the ships, Godzilla might return. Nathan then suggests a new plan. They will no longer travel by sea, but instead transport Kong by air using helicopters. Meanwhile, Madison and her friends secretly make their way into the Apex headquarters. They sneak into the headquarters. Inside, they discover a large number of skullcrawler eggs, which the company has been keeping for some secret purpose. While they are examining the eggs, the lab doors suddenly lock on their own. In reality, they have become trapped inside a high-speed transport system, which quickly carries them, along with the eggs, through underground tunnels toward Hong Kong. Meanwhile, the army transports Kong by helicopter to an entrance in Antarctica that leads directly to the Hollow Earth. Once they arrive, the little girl signals Kong to enter the cave. However, Kong initially refuses to go inside. At that moment, Nathan asks the girl to help convince him. She explains to Kong that his true home lies beyond that cave. Trusting her, Kong finally agrees and enters. Seeing Kong go in, the team follows him in their anti-gravity vehicles. Soon after reaching the Hollow Earth, they witness a strange world where everything appears upside down. Thanks to their anti-gravity vehicles, they are able to survive the intense gravitational pressure. But as soon as they step into this bizarre world, strange creatures begin attacking them. A flying monster crashes onto one of the vehicles and crushes it, while another creature is about to attack the little girl. Just in time, Kong arrives from behind, grabs the creature, slams it to the ground, and brutally kills it. After that, Kong sets off to find his home, and the team follows closely behind. On the other side, Madison and her friends arrive at a secret lab in Hong Kong through the transport system. There they discover that the company has built a powerful mechanical version of Godzilla called Mechagodzilla, designed specifically to defeat him. This machine is being controlled by a man named Ren Sarazawa, using his mind. Seeing this, Madison and Bernie finally understand why Godzilla attacked the company. To test Mechagodzilla's strength, they release a skullcrawler in front of it. Instantly, Mechagodzilla fires its laser beam and slices the creature cleanly in half. However, there is one major problem. The company does not have enough power to fully operate Mechagodzilla. The only source capable of providing that level of energy exists in the Hollow Earth. That's why the company's owner is searching for it, so he can fully activate Mechagodzilla. As soon as Mechagodzilla is briefly tested, Godzilla senses its presence. He immediately realizes that something is challenging him and starts heading toward Hong Kong at full speed. Meanwhile, the Hollow Earth appears almost dreamlike in its beauty. Its true energy source is hidden deep within a massive mountain. At that moment, Kong reaches that mountain and opens a gigantic door. Inside, he discovers a weapon, an axe. But this is no ordinary axe. It is made from the dorsal spine of a titan like Godzilla. Kong then takes the axe and sits on a throne like a king. At the same time, Godzilla arrives in Hong Kong. Seeing him, people in the city panic and begin running in all directions to save their lives. Back in the Hollow Earth, Kong finds the mysterious energy. As he places his axe into it, the weapon begins to glow with a bright blue light, becoming far more powerful than before. Meanwhile, Godzilla senses unusual movement beneath the ground. In anger, he fires his nuclear energy straight into the earth, drilling through it for thousands of miles, reaching all the way down to Kong. The energy finally reaches them. Maya, the company executive who came to the Hollow Earth with the team, secretly sends the data of this powerful energy back to her company so they can make Mechagodzilla even stronger than Godzilla. Eileen tries to stop her, but Maya refuses to listen. Just then, Godzilla's nuclear blast reaches their location, and everything starts getting destroyed. Maya tries to escape, but Kong sees her running. He grabs her vehicle with his hands and crushes it, destroying it instantly. Kong then picks up his glowing axe and leaps through the tunnel, heading straight to Hong Kong to fight Godzilla, who has been waiting for him. Kong angrily strikes Godzilla with his axe, injuring him. Godzilla retaliates by repeatedly using his nuclear breath, but Kong skillfully dodges each attack. A brutal battle begins between the two. Eventually, however, Godzilla gains the upper hand. He badly injures Kong, knocks him to the ground, and pins him down with his foot. Roaring loudly in his face, Godzilla asserts his dominance and then walks away. Meanwhile, the Apex owner finally obtains the energy he was waiting for. As soon as it is fed into Mechagodzilla, the machine fully activates. But the moment it powers up, Mechagodzilla goes out of control and takes over everything. It kills Walter Simmons first and then destroys the entire control system. After that, it breaks out, unleashing destruction everywhere. When Godzilla sees Mechagodzilla, he immediately charges toward it and an intense battle begins. However, Mechagodzilla proves far more powerful. With its advanced weapons and missiles, it overwhelms Godzilla and brutally knocks him to the ground. Meanwhile, Madison and Bernie try to stop Mechagodzilla, but the system is malfunctioning and they can't do anything. At the same time, Kong is in critical condition, barely alive. The little girl places her hand on his chest and realizes that his heartbeat is fading. Nathan understands that to save Kong, they need to restart his heart with a massive electric shock. He uses the anti-gravity vehicle to create a powerful blast on Kong's chest. The impact restarts Kong's heart. The girl then convinces Kong that Godzilla is not his enemy, but an ally who needs his help. Hearing this, Kong rises and goes to save Godzilla. Just as Mechagodzilla is about to finish Godzilla with its laser, Kong arrives in time and saves him. Godzilla realizes that the only way to defeat Mechagodzilla is to fight together with Kong. Even so, Mechagodzilla is incredibly powerful and continues to dominate both of them. Kong notices his axe, but it has lost its energy. Still, he charges at Mechagodzilla, only to be overpowered again. As Mechagodzilla prepares to strike Kong with his tail, Kong manages to stop it with all his strength. Meanwhile, Madison and Bernie are still struggling to fix the system. Suddenly, Josh gets an idea. He pours Bernie's drink onto the main control panel. This causes the system to short circuit, temporarily disabling Mechagodzilla. Seizing the opportunity, Godzilla uses his nuclear breath to recharge Kong's axe. Now powered up again, Kong attacks Mechagodzilla in a fury. With the axe, he slices off its limbs and ultimately tears it apart piece by piece, finishing by ripping off its head and roaring in victory. With Mechagodzilla destroyed, Hong Kong finally becomes peaceful again. Afterward, Godzilla approaches Kong once more. Kong raises his axe, but this time there is no hostility between them. Having defeated a common enemy, they set aside their rivalry. Godzilla returns to the ocean, and Kong goes back to his true home, the Hollow Earth. The little girl stays with Kong, and with this final scene, the story comes to an end. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.